Good morning and welcome to Smart Impressions. I'm Rachel Muleman, your host, and welcome to Smart Impressions. We are unlocking business relationships one connection at a time. Now, today's show is exciting because they say AI, they won't replace you, but I guarantee a person using AI just might. Now, this powerful statement is basically setting the stage for what today's discussion is going to be all about AI unleashed and navigating business success. So, in our increasingly digital and data driven world, understanding the synergy between human expertise and AI is vital. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. And our guest today is not only someone who comprehends the synergy, but he's also the true pioneer in a VC world as the founding partner at Vencapital. So he's bringing together some of the most knowledgeable experts to the business stage next week at the Innovate Nigeria conference. And he's here today to talk to us, along with probably all the 50 other venture capital speakers that he's bringing on board, to really talk about this transformation that's happening in AI in the business and the VC world. So welcome to the show, Henry Ogbuagu. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Rachel. It's a pleasure. It's been a great friendship we've had for a while. And I can't think of a better stage to be and a better person to be sharing the stage with. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for giving me the platform to talk about the conference we have coming up and all that I'm seeing in the AI space. Yes.
Awesome. Well, everyone's talking about it. Talk about a keyword, but I know this event is probably just a lot of heavy work, a heavy load just to bring all these experts together. And I know they're having a range of expertise. Now, AI seems to be driving that conversation. So I want to, find out a little bit more about this AI as a leading role in businesses today and how businesses are looking at it from a profitability standpoint, and how maybe you could talk a little bit more about how VCs are looking at it as an opportunity, for fundraising and investment.
Absolutely. I think it's not an understatement to say that AI is changing everything. We are in a new cycle of innovation. The dot-com era saw the emergence of the Googles, the Amazons, and the likes. And then we got into Facebook and Netflix and all that has to do with digital consumer life. I think now we're entering into a new cycle of evolution in the innovation world that is really driven by corporates, right? And is driven by AI that's really going to disrupt everything. Literally everything. It's already with us, right? I think people are saying, the genie is already out, so you're not going to put it back in the bottle. It's not possible anymore. So, literally everything we do today, this conversation we're having, we could have, voice to speech, to text, I should say. So AI can be able to translate, all that we're talking about virtual, with our voice, translate it into text. And if we have text, you can translate it into voice. All that's available. And I think it all started last year. I mean, AI has always been there and the evolution has been ongoing, but I think the scale of it really came in last year with the launch of GPT, the product of OpenAI. And so that was like the major game changer, right? Everybody joined ChatGPT, everybody started using it. Just the idea that you can ask a machine a question and they can have that intelligence to be able to give you the answer, an answer that's even much better than you can come up with. And that just the amount of data and compute that those models that have been trained through different models, it makes it possible that what they can do is, in a way beyond what we as humans can comprehend. So it's both on in terms of our individual lives. AI is already with us, but the bigger picture is if you look at the people investing and driving AI investments, they are really corporates. Which begs the question, like, what's going to be the future of venture capital? Because we're seeing more corporate venture capital, or just corporates. Microsoft investing 10 billion, Amazon, everybody is now playing catch up. Amazon has invested maybe close to 5 billion, from OpenAI to Metropolis to Inflection AI and all these companies. Last year, I was just looking at the data from Crunchbase. Last year alone, the top 10 deals, just if you forget about every other deal, so if you just go for the top 10 deals, the investment was 16 billion invested by corporates into AI companies. So that's to tell you that, and whenever corporates are taking these bold steps, it's sort of, they are the players in the global stage today. Like, their products we use every day. So it means that AI is already being plugged into all the different existing products, and is meant to advance and optimize and make things better. So I'm just kind of combining the answer. The drivers in terms of investment, the corporates are leading the way. The VCs are really playing catch up in terms of joining some of the deals that are happening. And part of the reason is because there's a lot of compute power that's needed to be able to drive these models that needs to be trained. And so the amount of money that needs to be invested, it's crazy. I just learned about a company, I think either Mistra AI, in Paris, that just raised. The company was formed last year, and they raised $150 million just for their first round. That's very unconventional with startups. Like, if you're a startup, you're raising your pre-seed round at, like, 500K or 1 million. But AI companies, even from the very start, they have to raise this huge amount of money. I think that's why a lot of the VCs might not have that, capacity or check size. So the corporates are the ones that are really driving this. And so what does that mean for businesses today? It just means that, there are tools that are being built every day now that is AI enabled. So all you need to do is to begin to think about how you can leverage this technology through the products that are available. And maybe, to put it simply, the reason why I'm putting together this conference is because, the data that came out for Africa's growth projection by McKinsey last year talks about the problem we have in Africa, which is, we have a very slow growth in the past decade. In fact, the growth has decelerated. When you always think about Africa, you always think about it just like China before. We say, oh, there's so much growth that's happening. Africa has so much growth that, they have the numbers, it's working for them. But the data last year just points to the fact that we have very low productivity, and we have very high inefficiency in the way businesses are done in Africa. And so that's affecting our ability to grow our economy, right? So to me, I felt that, what can help improve efficiency, what can help drive productivity, it's really technology. And AI is at the forefront of that. The transformation that we can see through AI is going to optimize a lot of the processes, will make things better and faster. And so, the theme of our conference is accelerating business transformation in the age of AI. So, there's going to be a lot of transformation across businesses, in the way we do business, the tools that we use to do business. So it's an exciting time. I am super excited. I am not an expert in AI, but I know, as an investor, I see the trend. I know where the boat is going. So I want to bring people in. I want to get Africans excited about the potential. Because the truth is, if we don't jump in and understand and upscale, with AI, very soon AI is going to begin to do some of those jobs. So if you're saying, as Africa, we have the population, AI is going to begin to do, AGIs in the future are going to begin to do all the work. So population is no longer an argument, right? So it's really about upscaling and, driving your business, making sure that you are, you are aware of what's happening, you're leveraging the tools that can keep your business sustainable.
I love that. I love that. So listen, we hear this AI, it's going to transform businesses. It's going to make them, save time. It's going to be more efficient. But I'm still looking at for that profitability strategy. You know what I mean? How's it going to help you make more money? And I'm sure everyone kind of wants to know, hey, especially people in the group, feel free to join in on this conversation. Ask Henry some questions live while we're going to find out more about what he's encountering with his VC space and from the startups that are coming into play, right? And to the investors that are looking to really take advantage of this specific time and period in our life that it's incredible. It's historic, right? We're seeing stuff we haven't seen before. It's a new world, it's a disruption into our entire digital space. So, the strategies for profitability, is it there? Is it there yet? Have we seen anything? Have you come across anything that looks interesting? Because as salespeople, I'm sure I want to say, hey, let's use AI, chat GPT to write an email, but like, how do I get that to, get me going for some more profitability in my business or in my network? You got any ideas?
Yeah. I think there's optimization, and the truth is, AI is really trying to mimic everything that as a human we do, and businesses don't exist without humans, right? And so, we are the brain, we are the hands and the legs that work around and do the sales and all that. What AI is trying to do is computer vision, right? Is trying to use visual text and images to be able to understand and give us insight, and even capture images. There is this AI company called Metropolis, and it is a logistic company, but they have leveraged and embedded AI into their system in such a way that if you have a parking lot, you no longer need to have someone sitting there and taking papers and giving papers, I should say, and letting people go through. You don't need to be, as somebody driving in, you don't need to begin to look for your wallet to find money to give to them, something like that, right? So that is a really, a unique example of such kinds of transformation, in such that with Metropolis on your smartphone, the computer vision within the cameras is able to capture the car. And because a lot of data has been used to train the model to be able to identify certain types of cars, so when your cars are driving in, it can already know who is coming in, right? Is just going to be able to detect it, and you get a smart, update on your phone, and you just click, just on one click, you're able to drive through. So, so that's one, so if you are in the car rental business, you have to begin to think of how to leverage such technology to drive business growth.
Yeah.
And then in terms of business ops, right, whether it's you designing arts or creating websites, UX, UI design, you have to essentially, because I use Wix today. I love Wix as a product, which is a no-code platform that emerged in the no-code era that just started a few years ago, which makes it possible for people that are software developers like me to build products, to design websites. So I don't need to know how to code to design. So that's actually sort of the initial phase of that transformation. But now we're getting into where AI can actually code. And so you don't even need to design anything. You just input data. Even within Wix, I'm able to do all of that. So how does that translate into an ROI for you, for your business? I mean, if you were supposed to pay somebody to design a website, you're probably going to pay them, a premium to do a good job, and it might take time for them to create that website. Today, there are startups that are AI that are building, code systems that would essentially do the coding. If you don't want to do that, you can also use no-code platforms that exist today, and you will be able to just use text, and design and create what you want. And so it's time optimized, it saves you time, and time is money. It's
That's it.
optimizing your system, right?
Yeah.
I think the largest part of it is really like, what are some of those things that you struggle with as a business? Maybe sending emails, you want to send bulk emails, and you're paying a crazy amount of money to be able to do that. There are a lot of
Lots of
AI
tools now.
tools
Yeah.
that are available
You
that you
can do
can
it.
use. The prompts, there are prompts now within AI that you can set up the prompt, and that prompt is able. And if you're a designer, or you're writing text, so I think ultimately it's about saving time, because time is money. And then in the creative world, we talk about copyright with AI now, can actually do designs, and from nowhere can bring images to life. So
Yeah.
so maybe you don't need to spend on getting pictures anymore. With AI, you can create text to image, you can have images. So there are those costs that I think are there,
Add to the
but
bottom line, right?
at the bottom line, but maybe they are
Yeah.
not right now in full play. Maybe a lot of people are not still exploring it, but there's all of those potential. And then the other big
Absolutely.
part is engagement, right? Engaging with your users, being able to know how to send messages and all of that. And with chat gpt and other chat gpt like toolbox, you can actually embed it in your website, and everything is able to, the messages can be there. You don't even need to be there to respond to emails. Emails are coming in, you're using AI prompt to respond to emails. So it's really about optimization. It helps you optimize. And by doing so, you're going to be saving money, in terms of how you drive productivity.
Yep. And
Last
that money
thing,
goes in
Rachel.
your pocket. Yeah. Oh, you
Yes,
got my third one?
last thing I would say is some of the products we currently use. If you are a Microsoft subscriber, and you use Microsoft Azure, you're
Mhm.
already using AI products, right? And so that's why I'm saying that the corporates are the one driving this investment in AI. And why are
Yeah.
they doing that? Because they want to plug in AI into their existing products to optimize it, to make it better, to make it more efficient, etc. So if you are using Microsoft, you are, in a sense, you're already using AI, and you're already optimizing through that. But for you as an individual, if you then want to go after your own products, using and subscribing to AI, then it depends on the industry that you are in, right? If it's
And how people are
autonomous,
using it.
if
Yeah.
it is e-commerce and the rest, there are all those tools that are available today that you can use. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff, Henry. I mean, this stuff is like a snowball, it just keeps going. It's like going to be,
Yeah.
it's an avalanche, there's just so much information. And I really applaud you for bringing in experts. You got over 50 people coming to your event. And I know we could talk all day. You won't believe it. We are over by 3 minutes. So we are going to wrap it up. I like to use this as a little teaser for that Tuesday for everyone to have that cup of coffee with me. And let's leave our listeners with 3 tips that they should be thinking about when it comes to AI. Right. I mean, I think you got the insight. What do you got to share for those?
Yeah. I think first I would say learn how to build products using AI, because as I said earlier, AI is really mimicking everything that we do. So from text, to vision, to speech, right? So all of those things, it's really how we operate as human. We use our eyes to see, we use it to analyze data, we use our mouth to speak, and then we use that speech to translate into text. And so AI is already doing all of that. So I would say, if you're building products, there's a statement out there today that in the future, AI products, PMs, that's product managers, are going to be AI product managers. So if you I think Rachel, you said it right when you started, that AI is not really going to take our jobs, but it's going to optimize it. So if you're not leveraging that technology, then you might be um, out of the current flow and
Opportunities.
understanding of what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then the other is the other is in terms of um, design, creativity. There's so much tools out there today with in terms of the gig economy, those that are creatives, to leverage. Just creating text from nowhere, from text to image, it's really a game changer. And then the last thing I would
Check
say
it
is,
out.
the last thing I would say is, in terms of creating messages that you want to send out in terms of like marketing emails and all of that. There are lots and lots of prompts today that can help you schedule your. In fact, AI can just design it for you for like maybe 1 month of emailing that you need to send out. It will customize it for you, and you can use those prompts to plug it into your email, and you can have those emails going out without you even clicking a button. So that's where we are. That's where we're headed. Uh, Sadly, Rachel,
Awesome.
very soon we are going to be very much irrelevant in all the things that we do every day, right? Because all of that is getting automated. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I can't thank you enough. I mean, Henry, you have shed some light, and there's a lot of light here about how AI can really harness your business to unlock these relationships. Because I think at the end of the day, time is money, as you said. You're optimizing your profitability right there by using these tools. You're optimizing your opportunity as an individual in the business space. And I can't stress enough how important this is, because I'm talking get out there to these events. So if you are in Nigeria and you are not attending this Innovate Nigeria event happening next week, then you're missing out. But get in touch, check them out online. You can see over 50 experts talking around this space, what's happening in Africa. And the more we talk about it, the more you learn, the more you connect, the more you really can impact your life. And so I encourage you to do so. Henry, can't help thank you enough. I have so much gratitude for your expertise on my show today. So thank you so much for joining and sharing it with my community. You rock, honey.
Absolutely, absolutely, it's a pleasure. And the event is hybrid as well. So anyone that wants to join from Dubai, you're very welcome to. Yeah. Thank you,
Get
Rachel.
there, innovatenigeriaconference.com. That's what it
Great.
is. It's happening February 6th. And lots of discussions, whether it be AI, digital transformation, everything that talks anything in that business space. He has a bunch of experts coming to talk about it. So it's going to be really exciting to be a part of and listen more what people have to say. So jump into those conversations. If you're a professional, then what are you waiting for? Henry Ogbuagu, thank you again. It's a pleasure to have you here. That's me. I'm over and out. We are over our time. It's some good stuff, but we're sponsored by Dripify, and these guys are automating your connections on LinkedIn. So if you haven't checked it out and you're using LinkedIn Navigator, you may want to check it out so you can optimize your own time. Until then, I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make it a great success, everyone.
Thank you, Rachel. Take care, everyone.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.